Hey, S.H.E family, welcome back. Welcome back to Pieces of S.H.E podcast. Woo, woo, woo.
Hey.
Season 6. We are in episode, five, I think. I don't know.
Oh,
I think it's 5.
5.
So we have an exciting show for you guys today. We have Kain coming in just a sec, but you know we got to take care of some business. I am your host, Trish, and my co-host,
Gianna. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, G? What you been up to?
Nothing much. Just got in from flying yesterday.
Okay, in the friendly skies.
Yeah.
All right, well, you know how we do before we get started. We got tea time, and today I make cute babies.
You sure do, girl.
Yes, so just love my babies. They cute, so that's how I was feeling today. What you got?
I got TG Tuesdays. Hey. So there's a rapper that I had been introduced to through Lou, and his name is Kain. So.
Good. I'm gonna have to check some of his stuff out. All right, what would you compare him
to? West Coast.
What he's a West Coast rapper? He's a West Coast rapper, you said?
Yeah. We went out.
And who would you compare him to?
YG, actually, I would compare him to him a lot. Just like that gritty, that gritty sound. Yeah.
All right, I'm about to check him out. Maybe we'll do a music season or something and have music.
Hey, that would be live.
I love music. I love music. But all right, you guys, we've got a fire episode for you next. We've got Kain, and he is Yappies. Y'all ain't even know. I didn't.
I didn't know for sure.
We're about to make it happen. Here we go. All right, S.H.E family, and welcome back. As promised, I have Mr. Kain, and I don't want to mess up your last name. How do you spell your last name?
Defan.
Defan. Okay, I like that. Kind of like Stefan. Remember when? Okay, never mind. I'm not going to go there. I'll be telling how old I am. But anyway, we have Mr. Kain Defan in the house. So excited to have you here today.
Yes.
Welcome.
We are mixing it up today.
Yeah.
All righty. So,
introduce.
As y'all know, Trish loves her famous 5. Got to get that famous 5 in there. So Mr. Kain is a Libra. He comes from a 2-parent household. He has 7 sisters and 2 brothers. He is the youngest of them all. He comes from Hawaii. He is considered Micronesian, and he is of the generation millennial, so the millennial generation.
That's correct.
Millennials stand up, I guess. I do not like
to
say that.
Right now?
What it is.
Sit down.
I love y'all millennials. I do. I'm Gen X. So
I'm really an old soul. I'm really not even a millennial though.
Yeah, I was probably born in like 1993 or something.
Right. Wait, what?
I meant to say 1903.
There we go.
The wine is getting to me. Don't.
Oh, shut.
That's funny. That's
03,
funny.
Okay.
Well, we are glad to have you here, and I've never even heard of the country that you're from. So I can't wait to hear about your nationality, your culture, where you're from, and all that. So let us have it.
Right. All right. So there are particularly different, I would say, sections, you would call it, down in the Pacific Ocean. So there's Polynesians, which everybody knows consists of Hawaii, Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, Tahiti, and all that. And then you got Micronesians, which is deeper in the Pacific, like probably a lot closer to Guam. It consists of 4 islands. There is Yap, which is where my parents are from. There's Koshai, there's Pohnpei, and there is Chuk. So we're just like a different section of the Pacific Islanders, like deeper, more towards Guam and Japan side.
Gotcha. Okay. What's the population like on those islands?
Oh, I would say even on my island is probably like maybe 10,000, 20,000. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I'm related to all of them. My mom always told me, never date inside your race. I'm like, yeah, probably my first cousin.
Really? Oh my God. That is now, do a lot of people from Yap, so you're called Yapese?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So do a lot of people live here? Because I know a lot of Hawaiians live here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
What about people from Yap?
As far as my people, we try to venture off because there's not a lot of opportunity back there in Yap. So if not Yap, they're out in Guam or then Hawaii, or they're somewhere on the East Coast. I'm not East Coast, this West Coast, like from Washington to Oregon to California. I'm like one of the only ones out here in like Nevada.
Wow. Okay. Now,
But as far as Hawaiians, as you were saying, we all just try to leave Hawaii because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
California was the next closest place, but being as it's still more expensive,
Expensive.
we move one state over. Like, you know what? Las Vegas ain't that far away.
It's not too bad. We could drive back to Cali if need be.
Yeah, and then just pay for like $5 gas like we do in Hawaii.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, Hawaii is one of my favorite places. Now, is that where you grew? Did you grow up in Yap or in Hawaii?
No, I was born and raised in Hawaii. Yes.
Okay.
Both my parents moved out to Hawaii from Yap back in the 80s.
Okay.
And then, we were birthed and stuff.
Gotcha. Now, are your parents still in Hawaii?
Yes, both of them are.
What
I still got some siblings still out there too.
Which island?
On Oahu.
Okay. All right.
So that's the one that has Honolulu, Waikiki, all that.
Well, I love Hawaii. Like I've been there. Well, I went there when I was little, and then I've been recently. I went in August. Very nice. I've never met a Hawaiian person I didn't like. Never. Like it's always all love. And so tell us a little bit about that culture. Is it different in Yap and Hawaii, or is it pretty much the same kind of culture?
Versus Yap and Hawaii, I would say they're very similar. Where all of us Pacific Islanders are really family oriented. So we just try to base our life off of that, off of love. And especially in Hawaii, that's why you get that kind of sense from everybody from Hawaii, because we bring about this different feeling. We call it the aloha spirit, meaning, to love one another, share with one another, welcome one another, that so to speak. And if you grow up in Hawaii and you're taught that, you pretty much take that with you wherever you go.
For sure.
I love that. I love it. How come we all can't just be like that?
I promise you, love is the answer to 90% of the world's problems.
Love is the religion.
For real. I do have a question. Does your tapestry or the carpet in the back, does that come from, would you say that's Hawaiian, or is that from the Yap culture?
Oh, no, I would say this is Hawaiian. These are supposed to be plumeria flowers. They just try to dye it in a different type of color. This cloth actually is what they call in Hawaii a pareo, which you see a lot of women just walking around. Sometimes they're on the beach and they just wrap it around their waist like a towel.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. Love it. Now, what other states have you lived in? Hawaii? Have you lived in any other states? Here in Nevada?
Oh, no, just Hawaii and Vegas. I visited other states out here, but as far as just living, I left Hawaii in 2015 and came straight here.
Wow. Okay, so you were there a while. So let me ask you this. Does racism exist there in Hawaii? Do you have to deal with any type of racism? And what does that look like?
In Hawaii, yes. I dealt with it, but in a different manner. It was just my people personally. They weren't really accepted right off the top in Hawaii. Although I think it kind of, tends to some of the people coming from not permissibly my island, but in Micronesia in general, those other islands will come down to Hawaii, and, some of them will have, criminal history, will do these bad things. So a lot of the community really sought us all as one people and judge us like that. So growing up, it was different. It was like me going to elementary school and everybody being like, oh, what are you? Oh, I'm Micronesian. So it went from like, you know, people asking you, oh, what is that? What is that? To growing up a little bit more to like, you know, the parents actually telling their kids, don't hang out with them. They're Micronesian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so you've been here for 5 years. Have you experienced any type of racism here?
Not out here.
Okay.
I think it pays in part of my personality. I pretty much adapt to every group I'm around. So kind of everybody accepts me in their own way. And yeah, because back in Hawaii, everything was about ethnicity. But, you know, as I grew up and I got out here, I try to push my personality out more so people can just judge me off that first before they ask me what I am. I feel like it probably might be the same if I did give my ethnicity off that. But, you know, I just try to come at it at a different angle so I can, you know, kill all that noise first.
Yeah. Well, I love that. Do you have a lot of Hawaiian friends here? Because I know that a lot of Hawaiians live here.
Yeah, to be honest, I've met 2 Hawaiians since I've been here. I don't know where they're at.
Really?
I don't know what section they're at. None of them are in Summerlin, obviously.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone keeps telling me California hotels. I'm like, I don't like to go out to that side too often.
Yeah.
I will see them when I see them.
That is funny. Well, I'm just, I don't know. I'm so excited because I'm learning something new. I've never heard of Yap before, never heard of a Yapese, never talked to a Yapese person at all. So,
First one.
yeah. What do you think about just racism in America, the things that you see on TV, you know, Black Lives Matter, everything that's going on right now? What's your take on everything?
I think really as a, just as humanity, we started really falling off when we started putting labels on things. You know, Captain, Lieutenant, Mr., Mrs., boy, girl, black, white. That's when we started, you know, acknowledging like differences between people instead of finding similarities. And that's when everybody just started, you know, branching out and sticking to one side. And so as far as this Black Lives Matter movement, you know, I'm all for it. I've seen police brutality, you know, firsthand out here, especially in Vegas. And I've dealt with police before. I know that just based off of our shades of skin, don't matter if you're black or brown or even Pacific Islander like me, it's just you're automatically, I've had cops stop me, just me walking to work, just because, you know, I fit description of some shit. I'm sorry, of some stuff. I don't mean to swear.
Believe me, I don't think your mouth is worse than mine.
So, yeah, I do feel like they need to, they do need to try to, you know, change the system somehow because it's not working out in our part at all.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's a whole lot of pettiness too, as far as these Karens, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes I don't like to say Karen because, but you know, I've dealt with a lot of Karens in my life. So
really?
Yeah.
What's the most memorable one, I guess, that you think of when you think of like, I had this lady, you know?
Oh, a freaking parking spot. We're gonna go and turn in. We got the blinker on. This lady want to walk. I know you've seen a video of like a Chinese lady doing it too. This lady want to walk all the way to the parking stall and stand there and hold that spot for her husband to come all the way around.
But your blinker is on.
Our blinker is on.
Wow.
Me and my sister over here like, no, we got that spot. She like, no, I'm sorry, I was here first. Like, lady, where your car? We about to run. If you don't get your ass. She like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. He made a whole like commotion. Her husband came. Husband got out of the car. He does that whole, hey, don't talk to my wife like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you deal with a lot of them. That was one of the most memorable ones because I was like, I can deal with people yelling at me, but yelling at my sister, any of my siblings, is I might have to put hands on you, man. Like,
yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. Wow. It's just really sad that this is where we are in America, you know?
In
Like,
America, yeah.
And it's also that sense of entitlement kills me. It kills me. It's just like, okay, so
Yeah.
you roll up here and you feel for some reason that this is yours, or that you are okay to just insert yourself into a situation. Just that needs to change in your mind. Like
Right? Christopher
you need
Columbus.
to come to Jesus moment, because somebody's going to change your mind in another way. You gotta understand that we try to tell you before it goes bad.
Exactly. Because if we're not going to be the ones to tell you, somebody else might not be so nice to you next time you're told.
Hello.
right. What kills me is the ones where you know, because you're about that life, you know, and they'll say some crazy slick stuff, and then somebody will say it again. And they say it again, and it's like, are you fucking? You just want to get hit? Like, what the?
They do. I've been so good. I will say I've been so good since I got out here. I haven't been in that many fights. Back home, it was a different story. But out here, you know, we all try to mature, try to be an adult every now and then. If there's some situations that don't need to go there, we just not gonna go there. But
you said that
a lot of it has to be part of my pride.
But what was on style?
What does that many mean? That many? What have you got into it with somebody about, other than the parking spot?
Well, when I do, it's usually when I'm out at the club, and it's like Fremont. That's why I don't really like to go to Fremont a lot. I've been in a lot of altercations. There has been some times where I haven't been with my close friends out there, and I, you know, ended up getting into it with a couple of people, and just because my pride is so big and stuff, I'm just, you know, not gonna back down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always off some other stuff. Like a lot of people would tell me when I came out here, you know, to just like mind your own business. If, you know, if that don't really pertain to you, don't mind them. I can't really mind my own business if somebody's out here, like, you know, being a little bit like, you know, buck strong on a woman, especially even if it's his girlfriend. I'm just not. That's not how I was raised. I'm not just gonna let that slide.
Right.
But everyone tells me out here, you know, just mind your own business. That's their business. Leave it alone. Even though she's crying, she's still gonna run back to him. I'm like, all right, let me just go make sure he doesn't put hands on her.
Right.
But it's always like petty stuff like that.
Got it. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm like that too. I've always been like that. One of my most memorable moments, it wasn't a Karen incident, but I saw these two little young African-American teenagers walking down the street, and the police officer just pulled them over. So I just pulled over right where they were, and I just stood there. And I'm just listening because I just want to make sure. And this was years ago. This is not even now. Like there was no like, you know, trend of issues or anything like that. And the police asked me. He goes, "Well, do you know them?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Well, can I help you?" I says, "No, I'm just making sure they're gonna be all right. Do you guys need me to call your mom? What's you know?" So I'm with you on that. I'm not just gonna allow anybody to get, you know, treated wrong for no reason.
For no reason. See, just to think about it, from all the way then until now, like not much has changed about that.
That's the thing. She said this was years ago, and it's still just like they were literally just walking down the street. And is it not okay for one, for them to walk down the street, just to walk down the street? And for two, for you, Trish, to stand there. I'm not breaking no laws. You don't have, what do you mean, can you help me? No, I'm standing here. And I'm okay. It's okay for me to stand here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You're not interfering with their investigation. You're just standing there making sure that those two young men are all right.
Exactly.
And it's sad that we have to do that because, like, you don't really know what's going to happen.
Right. Situation can turn like this.
Yeah, in an instant, split second.
Yeah. I say we all we got. So, hey. But hey, Kain, so when people see you, what do you think they think about you? When they look at you for the first time, what do you think they say? Okay, Kain is
intimidating.
You think so?
I get that from a lot of women. If I don't smile right off the bat, I'm intimidating.
Wow. So they just
It's
make
just
that
my
judgment.
stature, the way I walk, and how I kind of carry myself. Until I smile, then they're like, "Oh yeah, maybe he's a little bit friendly."
Wow. Wow. And
Do
do
you
you think
feel?
that they
Oh,
think
sorry.
you're, oh, go ahead, G.
I was gonna say, do you feel as though you fall into more of a color folks kind of category, or do you feel as though you I don't know. When I'm looking at you, I don't think that you would be able to pass as a Caucasian, but do you feel like you could
No.
be you fall into the color folk line?
There's sometimes I wish I could have Caucasian privileges, but no.
It's crazy.
No, I'll fall.
When I'm looking at you, I honestly, I see a black man. I don't know. I just do. That's just me. I love your hair.
Thank you.
But what do you think? You think people see you as black, Hawaiian, mixed?
Yeah, I feel like off bat, they would probably think I'm black, and then probably think I'm mixed with some kind of Pacific Islander.
Mm-hmm.
They look at the hair and they're like, "Oh, maybe he's something else."
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they look at my teeth and think I'm homeless. I'm just
You silly. silly.
Wildin'.
Well, how diverse is your friend circle? Do you have all different types of people in your friend circle?
a lot. Back in Hawaii, yeah, it was all diverse. Out here, I have one Mexican friend, and the rest of my friends are black.
Okay. So yeah, people probably do feel like you're black.
Yeah.
Have you witnessed any type of racism while you're out, like on their, as far as they're concerned, with them, while you're out with them?
Versus no, I haven't seen anything with them. We always try to stick tight together, and we try to cut anything off that, you know, anybody might try to say something negative or whatever.
Yeah.
You're always gonna have college people, you know, trying to say something, but every time I step in, it's usually like, "Oh, okay, no, never mind."
Yeah.
You must be Samoan. Let me not say anything. A lot of people out here, especially these white, I'm not gonna say white folks. It sounds like I'm like pinpointing them out, but they're scared of Samoans.
Really?
Yeah. They're scared of Samoans.
What do you think that's all about? What's the history there?
Yo, we some big islanders, bro. Like, we got a whole setting out there, and we got a lot of Samoans in Compton too. In Compton,
really?
and Dago, LA, everywhere in California, there's all these types of, you know, Samoan gangs and stuff. So they're really known to be like really just, you know, don't say nothing to us type of people. But regardless, like once you get to know them, like I feel like this goes for any other islander. Like you really see how family oriented they are. They really bring you into their family. We got parties. We'll invite you over, make a plate, eat, make a plate to go home. You know, we just bring you into our family type people. But
yeah,
there's a lot of them are scared of us and, you know, other islanders and stuff because we like to fight sometimes.
Not too many.
Not too much, just enough, just the right amount to make it a little bit legal.
Right.
Okay. I have a question. I'm going to take it back just a little bit to the friend circle. You said that in Nevada and Vegas, you have your friend circle, you have one Mexican friend, and then you have a predominantly black circle. Yes. When you said at home, you have a more diverse circle. What does that diverse look like?
Samoan, Filipino, I got Japanese friends. I have white friends. I have black friends. There are some Latin. So I got, what is it from? Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, El Salvador, I believe. So just like Hawaii just brings like a whole different group of people out there, and like those are pretty much my friends from like high school, like my small clique that we stuck together.
Right. Wow, that's amazing. I wish my friend circle was that diverse. I really do. Because you just learn a lot about people and the world, you know?
does. It really helped open up my personality too. Like as far as, you know, having different friends from other nationalities, to see the background, to understand it, to learn it, to see their different music, just like, you know, my taste in music. It varies from anywhere from hip hop to opera to classical, instrumental, alternative rock, R&B, you know, all of that, just all into one, because it makes you really see different, like people from other backgrounds, areas that you're not really familiar with, kind of open up about themselves, and you understand them a lot better.
Absolutely.
All right, Kain, I'm glad we're talking about Hawaii again, because I've always had this question. And I've gone to, you know, the tours and things like that, but I really want to know about Pearl Harbor, D-Day, all that. And how does, I know you say you have Japanese friends and things like that. How is the relationship with Japan and Hawaii? I mean, is there a strain there, or?
No, oh, it's great.
Okay.
I took a field trip down to Pearl Harbor, to the USS Arizona. That is still the ship that is sunken out there, that's still leaking oil to this day out there in the Pearl Harbor.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's still leaking oil. Wow. I went there, I believe I was in 4th grade or 5th grade. And it don't matter if we're fighting, you know, on the American side or the Japanese side. There were both sides, you know, coming to visit that day. Like we had Japanese veterans, we had American veterans. You know, we're holding the as you know, our class, we're, you know, try to teach chivalry and all that kind of stuff. So we had to open the door, hold the door open for them to come through, and they're like sitting talking to us about it. So you had a Japanese a veteran and then an American veteran. They're both sitting together, you know, hugging, sharing stories.
That's beautiful.
And then, like, you know, telling us our stories and stuff. So basically they just put all of that in the past, which is, you know, I feel like we should do now, but, you know, politics and everything.
Well, I think if we put certain things in the past, I think people are fighting it, because then everybody would have to be equal. That's just my thoughts. I could be wrong, but
money and power. That's where everybody's minds is at right now, especially those higher up above us. That's all they want.
I just hope that Kanye West doesn't win any type of presidency.
Oh no, I hope he doesn't even win a Grammy. Like, his music has not been that good. And after what I heard what he said. It was on like the Shade Room or TMZ, something like that. I had to log off for Instagram for a couple of minutes.
Damn.
So, Kanye, he really not. I don't think he has a chance.
He doesn't.
That is blasphemy.
Man, there's been so many things wrong with people who are, like, you know, in relation with the Kardashians. So
yeah.
Just leave that at that.
So do you think we're gonna overcome this whole racism thing?
Not for a while.
Like, when you say a while, what? Give me like not this generation, not next generation, the generation after.
Probably the generation after us is gonna get a lot better, but as long as, you know, currency, money is still power. Those people in power are still gonna find ways to control everybody else beneath. So there's always gonna be race wars until a long time. Until, you know, the community really can come together, put aside our differences, and, you know, we can, it's going to be a long shot, but overthrow this whole government thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like everything in this world is corrupt. Go ahead, G. Sorry.
No worries. I just didn't want to interrupt. And I'm not trying to be the downer or nothing like that. But you say that as long as money is still in power, then there's still going to be corrupt and there's still going to be racism. The thing about it is, and even on top of that, even if we remove money and power, there's still colorism within the colors. There's still colorism within Black people. There's still colorism between Micronesian, you know, Polynesian and Micronesian, you know what I mean? So it's like there's colorism between Dominican Republic and Haiti. You know, we talked about that. So it's not even, every time we have this conversation, it's also like, do you see racism within your culture as well? And we can't, it's not in America, it's mainly white versus black. I would say that, but we have it within ourselves too. So how can we see that go anywhere within the next 100 years? Give me 500 or 1,000 when everybody looks the same. Everybody's gonna end up looking the same, and then maybe we'll have.
Yeah.
Maybe.
In the future, in the future, there's not gonna be no white people left.
Yeah.
Like pure white. Everything is gonna get mixed.
I think that's what they're afraid of.
Mm.
You know what? That's
brown.
probably true.
Well, I think if everybody is brown, then guess what? Then you don't have no more racism. But they're gonna find some other shit.
They are.
Oh.
Darker versus lighter brown. We already have that, so.
They're gonna be like, you're not tall, you can't hang out with us.
Right. Then it's gonna come. It's
gonna be something. Let's just hope it doesn't get to a point like back in the days where it's like men versus women. I don't ever want it to come to that.
Yeah.
But there's, like you said, they're gonna find something.
Wow. We gotta fix this thing. Do you have children or plan on having any?
No. Yeah, I do plan on having some. I'm just right now I feel like I am not financially ready or emotionally ready or even remotely mature enough for a child right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to do the responsible thing and not bring a child into this whole mess.
Yeah.
Until then.
Especially right now with this whole COVID situation. Let's just get past this.
Yeah.
But, hopefully your children's generation, that people will see what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And they'll fix it. I mean, I cannot not be hopeful. If I'm not hopeful, then what the fuck am I doing here?
Right? Yeah. I get it.
If we weren't hopeful back in the days, we want to be here today, kind of having our own jobs, living our own lives, all that stuff.
We're going to get there.
We got to be hopeful.
But hey, I noticed you got a shirt on. I'm a t-shirt person. Like, I love shirts that say stuff. What does your shirt say? Oh, I love that shirt.
Period.
Protect her. I love it. Love it. I think Meg the Stallion posted something about, women not being protected and things like that. So I really, really love your shirt. It's just a lot going on in America and women need protection. So thank you for that.
Sure.
Appreciate
it.
They
do.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things I really grew up around because, having that many sisters.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's second nature. So when I saw this, it's a company is called S.H.E Detroit.
Okay.
And I found them because of these type of tags. It's just like simple captions.
Right.
But like, they make so much noise just like that. Just one more caption.
Yeah.
Protect her, protect him, love her, respect her.
Yeah.
I got all of them. But, it's just sometimes, even when you're just like not really saying it, it's good to just walk around and just like let girls know that like, hey, there's still some people out here that, are out here for you, so to speak. It's just a good message all around.
Right.
Agreed.
Well, that's awesome. It sounds like you were raised well. I love it. Your mom, I bet your mom this little bitty thing, huh?
Oh yeah, like almost 5'0", but like she can like bench, I don't know, like 7-8 cars. She's really strong.
Really?
What?
Yeah. There was one time I'm not sure if I should just be saying the stories, but whatever. I'm drunk. She's not gonna see this anyway. She doesn't know how to work YouTube. So she was having an argument with our neighbor back home, and she was about to fight her. And sometimes I'll be like, yeah, mom, get her. But this time I'm like, we gotta go somewhere. And I'm like, no, we ain't got time for that. So the neighbor started coming down the stairs because it was a 3-story apartment. Started coming down, walking to her. And like, I'm over there holding the railings, like, playing London Bridges with my mom. Like, nope, you ain't going. She said, oh, and just kept walking. I'm like, okay. Just walked off.
That is funny.
She's strong. She's hella strong. She's like 50 something. 50. She was born in 1960.
Okay.
She's
All right.
old.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, good. That's awesome. So I don't know if we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. The racism thing is we're gonna get past it. What say you? You have any words you want to say before we get out of here about racism and the state of America and what you think we need to be doing right now?
You talking to me or Gianna?
You.
Oh, just put aside our differences and just love each other.
Yeah.
Like even if it comes down to like religion, people, you know, separate themselves from religion. You know, Catholic versus Jehovah's Witness versus Mormon versus Buddhism. Like the main source in all those religions teaching is like love. So we all just teach love, practice love, you know, spread love. I feel like this place will be that much more better.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Gianna, you know, every time I talk to you, my damn meter goes down. As far as if we're gonna beat this thing or not, shit. We still at 500 years, G?
Oh, for sure. I think that I love the fact that you have hope, and I think that that hope is necessary. I think that we have to have the people who will do anything to see the better, you know, see the good in everything. And I do like to see the good in everything, but I just don't want to be let down. Expectations let you down. So
yeah,
they do.
If I have no expectations and we beat it,
we're gonna do good. I think some things are gonna happen. I think we're gonna see some miraculous shit. Like I think 2020 really was like 2020 vision. I think our creator of this whole great where we at. I think we're about to see some shit. I think we're about to see a turn for the better. I have to stay hopeful. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Although this year has been eventful, it's really been a learning process. Really taught us a lot about other people. Really opened our eyes to a lot of people, especially certain people in our friend group. I had to cut out a lot of people because,
they real was showing. They real, true opinions, intentions, and all of that was showing.
Yep. Our 2020 vision really kicked up right then and there.
Right. But that's why I think we're gonna beat it, because I think a lot of people are like, no, this is bullshit. And so that's why I love to see Black people, white people, Asian people, Mexican people, everybody's out there like, no, this shit ain't right.
Right.
So I think enough people are just saying enough. So I don't know. I guess I just haven't seen this level of unity in humans in my lifetime. I haven't. I haven't. This is the first time I've seen it. That all these different people are coming together for a common cause.
Yeah.
And I think it really is going to boil down to the races versus non-races.
Right. Correct.
It is what it is,
Correct.
So I thank you so much for letting us into your world and giving us some information about your culture, where you're from, and all that. Had no idea about your country. None. Right. I learn something new every day. Wow, that's crazy.
I'm glad some people know now.
Yeah.
But, when I go back out into the world, oh, you're Hawaiian, aren't you?
Yeah. Listen, I did want to ask you one last question before we get out of here, though, because I know you mentioned religion and it kind of sparked a thing in my brain. What is the religion out there in Yap and
particularly in Yap, it's they're Catholic.
Okay.
When we had back in the days, the World War II times, that's when we had a lot of what do you call those guys? Missionaries.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they came down to Yap, and they brought their religion with them. So that pretty much grew with us.
Okay.
But before that, my people were just, you know, living their lives, waking up every day, going out fishing, catching fish, climbing up the trees, getting coconuts, getting mangoes, gathering all that up, making dinner, living their lives. There wasn't any religion before that, I would say.
Okay.
Until the missionaries.
Not even to a spiritual effect, like they didn't have spirits or believe in spirits or anything.
Oh, they did believe in spirits. They just really didn't. They believed the existence. They didn't really worship.
I see.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but there's just like a lot of places, you know, out in the islands and even in the Caribbean, they do a lot of black magic as well.
Right.
You know what? I'm learning.
I didn't believe that until my parents were like, "Yo, when this lady comes around us, you know, don't leave any of your hair down on the floor. You know, just take all your things with me." Yeah, when my parents get really serious about things, I start to believe it.
Yeah.
So when they said, you know, black magic is real out there, and yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that.
For sure. I believe that for sure.
You know what though? I'm really learning that literally is a way of life for a lot of different people in other countries. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't get scared now.
No, not that I'm scared, because I'll dive down a damn rabbit hole and be stuck there, and yeah. So I'm gonna just stay my ass right here. But Kain, it has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And next season, I think we're gonna do, I don't know, we're debating between music and religion.
Ooh, religion is gonna be a wild one.
So I don't know. I'm just
wherever you want to fill me in, I'm more than happy, you know, to give my opinions and just talk with you guys.
Perfect. Well, welcome to the family. Thank you so much, G. You are amazing as usual. I love the ground that you walk on.
Another one. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah.
All right, you guys. Until next time.